This right here, this is a brand new Range Rover, and this particular model costs £144,000. Now, I don't know who you think I am, but I cannot afford this car. I think I need to set my sights just a little bit lower. Let's see if they've got anything else a little bit cheaper. Now this one here, this is a slightly older one, and this one is £68,000. Now, I don't know who you think I am, but I also cannot afford that one. Our actions are being monitored. Go, 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 go! Barely got out of there alive. Now, I have always wanted a Range Rover. Yes, I know they're big and cumbersome and take up loads of space on the road. Yes, I know that they're wildly inefficient. Yes, I know that they can be disastrously unreliable. And yes, I know they are basically just a status symbol. But I still really want one. So, I'm here on Autotrader right now. And just look at the price of some of these Range Rovers. Here's another brand new Range Rover. £230,000 for a Range Rover. I don't understand who is paying that amount of money for a Range Rover. But there's another one here, it's £179,000, £178,000. I mean, you've got to bear in mind as well that at the minute it's incredibly difficult to even get insured on one of these Range Rovers because they all just keep getting stolen. I mean, look at this, it's a second-hand one here with 2,662 miles for £159,000. I think people must just be out of their mind. Oh, look, here's a better one. £29,000. I mean, this is obviously the old model. That's 2016. Look at this one, look. Racing green. Look at those wheels on it. I should probably be ashamed to admit this, but I do quite like that. Check out some of these monthly payments as well. So with a cash deposit of £17,000 and over a 48-month term, the monthly payments are £2,776. Double what I pay to live here. This is a fun game to play though, I do like doing this. What happens if you put it on £40,000? What does that get you? It gets you a 74,000 mile 2019 Range Rover is what 40 grand gets you, which I still think is a lot of cash. Okay, so check this one out. This is a 2016 Range Rover and they're asking £30,000. Now, I just want to show you really quickly what happens when you do a history check on this car, and I'm going to do that check right now using Car Vertical, who are sponsoring this video, and you can see straight away right at the top of the report there, this car has been flagged for having been damaged, has been written off by an insurance company, and it is a category S, which means that this car is repairable, but it has had structural damage. They checked over 900 data sources in 35 countries. Look, check out these countries. And here in the UK as well, they've checked the DVLA and the DVSA. And here you can see all of the recorded mileages from the MOT tests, and it ends in 67 odd thousand miles, about checks out. But you would not know from looking at this car in these pictures for sale that this car was ever a category S insurance write-off. I want to say a massive thank you to Car Vertical for sponsoring this video. Every single penny that they give me for these videos I put back into the channel. It's what makes all of this possible. And if you click the link in the description below this video and use the code NEV, you can get yourself 10% off a Car Vertical check. But let's be honest, I don't think Autotrader is going to be the place where I find the type of Range Rover that will end up on this channel. All of those cars are basically in one piece and working. We need something a little more broken. This website right here, this is Copart. Copart is an auction house for salvage vehicles. You know when the insurance company write your car off because it's been in a bad smash or it's flood damage or has been stolen and recovered? The majority of those cars end up here. This is also where some of your favourite YouTubers source their cars, whether it's Matt Armstrong, Salvage Rebuilds UK, Tavarish, Sam Crack. Copart is responsible for supplying so many of the salvage cars that you see YouTubers fixing up. But this is the first time I've ever actually come to use Copart. So let's see what we can get. Okay, so I did just have to sign up and become a member, which cost me £100. Now I can actually bid on any cars that I see. Okay, They have got a good selection here. Let's have a look at this one then. This is a 2019 Range Rover Sport, 31,000 miles on the clock. And this is a category N, so this really should just be cosmetic damage, and I can't see any. No, can't just be that. Let's keep looking. Okay, so I've just come across this. This is a 2018 Range Rover, but the eagle-eyed viewers among you will recognise that this is actually the SVR model. This is the souped-up one. This is a stolen and recovered minimal damage car. It's got 25,000 miles. It runs and drives. But what caught my eye about this is that the current bid is only on £8,000. Still 3 and a bit days obviously left to run on it. Okay, and I know this isn't a Range Rover, but this has just caught my eye. And what caught my eye about this car is the colour. It's officially listed here as mauve. This is categorised as S, repairable, structural. And you can see from these photos here that this car has definitely taken a good impact on the side there. I don't know what it would take to pull that out. You'd probably need to put this car on a jig. So how does this work then? Can I go and view any of these cars before you bid on them? Or oh, hi there. I've just been on your website looking at a couple of your cars, and this is the first time I've ever been on it. I was just wondering, are any of these cars, can I view any of these cars in person? No. Not at all. No, just a video call. No exceptions. Okay, no, thank you for your help. Oh, it's a bit gross. I don't want to, but do I play the YouTube card? Dear Copart, I have a YouTube channel. It's a bit, but you don't ask, you don't get, I suppose. Dear Copart, I have a YouTube channel with 30,000. I was wondering if it would be possible. Lots of love, Nino. No. Kind regards, Nino. And amazingly, that email worked. I'd like to say a massive thank you to Tanya at Copart headquarters in the marketing department for arranging a visit to one of the sites. I jumped in the trusty Jag and made my way down to Sandwich in Kent, where I was greeted with quite the sight. Apparently, Copart Sandwich holds over 5,000 cars at any one point. This is Copart Sandwich, and if you're anything like me, this place is an absolute treasure chest slash wonder playground of just broken old hideous kind of cars. There's some really, really, really cool cars here, and then there's just interspersed with just your average everyday bits and bobs. What the guys have gone and done is pulled out 2 cars that are of particular interest to me, not necessarily because I can afford to buy them, but because I just really wanted to see them. Number one is this BMW M3, and because you just heard it start up there, this Range Rover SVR, and this thing sounds absolutely mean. I love the sound of that. But take a look at this M3. This is the saloon, and if you ask me, the saloon is way, way, way nicer than the coupe. It's just a little bit more practical. It's got that family vibe to it. I don't think I've ever seen one in this colour before. This is well, it's purple. That's all I can really say. It's purple, and as you can see there, that's had it's had quite the knock. And straight away, if you just come in here, you can see that this quarter panel and the monocoque and the sill there, that has taken one hell of a shunt, and that's all bent. So I'm not entirely sure what it required to get that out, because you know that's going to be a hard one to pull even on a rig. You're going to need a new wheel there. That wheel is toast. Obviously you're going to need a new door on it, and you can see here on this gap, this whole door's just been shunted right forwards. I doubt that'd even open even if you tried. You're also going to need a new front door, because that's not going to come out, is it? Now this car currently is a non-runner. We've got the lads trying to get it started right now. It's got 29,000 miles on it, so nobody really enjoyed this car for very long before that poor thing there happened. They've got a couple of battery packs hooked up to it now. They're trying to get it going desperately. It won't go.
got all power to it, but for some reason it
just won't run. So that's another thing that you'd have to deal with trying to get this car started. Now it might be something as simple as just, you know, a sensor with the airbags tripping the ECU out, making it go a little bit haywire. Yeah, usually, or it might just be something deeper. And so you just never know, do you, buying a car like this? It's just, you know, it's such a gamble.
Lucky dip.
It is lucky dip, that's exactly what it is. So this is the lucky dip BMW M3 in such a cool colour. Look at that in there, look. See, it's been sitting for a little while, but all of this carbon here, this carbon all looks all right. The carbon fibre there. If you come down the front here, it's taken a little bit of a shunt there, and this is obviously, you know, this is plastic, so I'm not sure how well that had come out, if at all. You come down this side, you can see here actually, look, someone has taken care of this car, wanted to take care of this car originally. It looks like it's got some kind of PPF film there. You can see the line, and so this whole front, the whole front clip there looks like it's been PPF'd. And if we take a look inside, this is just a very, very cool interior. Oh, this is, I don't really know how I'm coming to be sitting in here. If you see the regular cars on my channel, this is a step above. That's a lovely, lovely steering wheel. I've got a lot of time for that. And you can see now that, I hope you can see that anyway, but this side airbag has deployed, and it's kind of just hanging down there. So you'd also need an airbag kit, but there's no airbags on the front that have come out. So, you know, I just don't know what it'd take to get that horrible structural damage sorted out. You can see here the other car that the lads have pulled out, this Range Rover SVR. Now, this car has been had at a little bit. It's missing all of the shroud under there. There's quite a lot of cut wires down here. It's missing all sorts. I mean, a lot of these, that's going to be probably for vents. You know, that's the OBD connector there. You've probably got a courtesy light and that down there. So, you know, I think we can all probably guess what's happened here at some point. So if we scoot on inside, this car has got 25,250 miles. So again, this is a barely enjoyed car. What is all of this stuff? Look, it's got an exhaust button. I don't know what that does. But look at the radio. Look, it's all swipe, and I'm too old school. I am too old school. But as you can hear, it is a runner. Let's give it a little bit of juice on the old throttle. Yeah, give it a couple of blips on the old. Give it a couple of blips. Oh, that's something else, that is, isn't it? And so if you come around the outside, this car pretty much externally is absolutely fine. It's really quite a nice example. You've got a little bit of like tiny marks on the wheels. What size are these? These are absolutely 22-inch wheels. I mean, I think this thing's probably sitting down on its air suspension, maybe, I don't know, but the stance on this thing is mad. But so it's got the supercharged, I think it's the 5 litre V8 in there. These things put out, I think, what, over 500 brake horsepower. Yeah. Yeah, I really want one. I've got absolutely no use for it, and I absolutely could not afford any of the parts or any of the fuel, but yeah. There is a bit of trim I've just noticed missing around the radio there. Someone's left there. Someone's missing their AirPods in there. I mean, if you come just look in the boot here, you can see it's been stripped. It's good to know that a load of the panels are actually in here though. You can see there is a bit of damage in here. You know, there's stuff been plugged in there, and that's just been unceremoniously ripped out of whatever it was in because it's missing the sockets. Same again here. So, you know, it wouldn't actually take that much to put this back on the road. I've just got to do it one more time. Yeah. as good as a Range Rover SVR might be and a BMW M3, we know which part of the market I really operate at. There are some not economically viable cars here, I can tell you that right now. Alpha 147 Collezione. This thing can only be worth about a tenner, especially with a side swipe like that. Again, look, you've got this panel that's damaged down there. Look at that for an interior, 5-speed. Oof, liking that a lot. That is very me. The car's worth about a tenner. Here we go. This is another one that's kind of more me. This is, I don't even know what this is. What is it? Is it a no, it's a Ford Galaxy S Max. All of the airbags have come out. Passenger airbag, driver's airbag, the knee airbag of a jigger. The front has sustained a hit. There has been a slight impact, just in line on my hand. You can barely see it. Oh, we know I like an Audi A6 TDI Quattro. Shame it's not an estate. It's not an Avant. This is well, it's missing a couple of bits. There's a headlight missing. This bumper's all torn up, so you need new bumper, new front wing. That's Ali. God, that's just been torn. It's like a bit of paper. Ah. Okay. Whoa. Did somebody say weed? Oh God, the smell of it. Wow. Wow. The centre console, I can't even stick my head in there. That's You want to smell this one? Now we are talking. A Honda S2000. You just don't even really see many of these on the road anymore. I can't remember the last time. Now, as is customary with these things, it has been modified, and you know full well that this spoiler right here, that is adding at least a gram of downforce. This has taken a bit of an impact. Now, these cars, I do know that these cars in the wet are very, very tail happy. You see, you're gonna need a new rear bumper, more than likely. That's not gonna go back on. Rear light, it's definitely gonna need a new rear quarter. I think that door could be saved. That's not too bad, but you can already see here it's taken quite a shunt on the front. I don't believe the wheel is supposed to be poking out like that. Maybe it should be, I don't know, I'm no expert, but that's not a good view, is it? You can see there where the disc is just snapped, so who knows what kind of suspension damage this thing has sustained. This side's absolutely fine. It's obviously got aftermarket wheels on it. Oh, I think this one's been sitting for a while. It's got quite a bit of mould. God, it stinks as well, this one. It's really, really quite bad. But apart from the smell, it's actually in good nick. AMG A-Class there. Another range there, look. Yes. Ooh. Now you know I like me a Jag. Super V8. Screens in the back. Oh, it's just pure Jag. Look at the wood. Oh, it's potential. Everything here is a potential. Everything here is a potential, apart from obviously the stuff I can't afford, which is most of it. There you go. There's a cheaper Range Rover. That's interesting. An ML AMG. Just sitting there waiting for someone to give it a new lease of life. This place is just absolutely endless. Oh no, Jag XK.
Oh, wow.
Appreciate that, mate.
Lovely to meet you. What's your YouTube channel?
It's called Not.
A massive thank you to Josh and Keel for being amazing hosts down at Copart in Sandwich. And so the next day it was time to check in with the live auction to see how these cars were going to get on. And first on the block was the Range Rover SVR. Imagine my absolute lack of surprise to see that before the auction had even started, the Range Rover had been bid up to £32,750, and the interest in this car was hot. And you can see here, this car finally sold for £41,750. Although this car is supposed to be about an 80 grand car, and it was also on reserve, so you just don't know if it actually did hit the reserve. But I can tell you this, that car is so far out of my price league, it's not even funny. What about the M3? Well, just a shade over £21,000. Then it was time for the Honda S2000, and I'll be honest with you, this one surprised me. There was quite a lot of interest from outside of the UK on this car, and you can see that it ended up actually being sold to a customer in Spain for £3,800, which I think is very strong money if you ask me. But I didn't forget the main reason of why I'm actually here is to buy a Range Rover. Didn't take long until I stumbled upon this example. This is a 2007 Range Rover with the 3.6 litre diesel V8 engine. It's done about 116,000 miles, and it's a category N write-off. And from the photos here, there's obviously damage to the windscreen, the bonnet, the front wing, and the dashboard has taken quite the impact. But I don't think there's anything here that is too scary for me to fix. The estimated market value of this car is £5,800, and because it's in this condition on Copart, I was absolutely certain that I could get this for much lower than that. The auction for this Range Rover wasn't on the same day, so I had to sneak a few minutes whilst I was still at work, which accounts for this janky handheld footage. My maximum bid was £1,500, and the auction went straight to that exact number and then stayed there, where it seemed as though I'd won the auction, but then I discovered that it didn't actually hit the reserve, and that the car then kind of goes into this limbo where you await the seller response. I then very quickly proceeded to forget about this whole auction until about a day later, when I got an email from Copart to say your maximum bid has been accepted.
Okay, so it's just about 7 AM and this Copart Range Rover is supposedly on its way to me right now. Now I'm just stood outside like a strange one with a coffee. And it's at times like this where I think the neighbours must look at me and think, what on earth is he up to now? Do they drive it here? Morning! Morning! Do you drive it here?
Yeah, because I was at number 4, which is wrong. It's about a mile this way, so I've got to jog back a mile.
Oh, so you did bring it on a truck? Oh, you didn't drive it like this?
No, I drove down the road.
I was going to say, all the way from Colchester. Lovely,
yeah,
all right. I thought that was good going, to be honest with you.
Yeah, so what, are you going to fix that up, or, yeah?
Yeah.
I mean, what a lovely engine.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah, it sounds nice.
See me jog down the
Yeah,
road.
you can be part of the story now. This crazy lady ran down the road with it.
Yes.
The delivery driver, a lovely lady, Kerry, she got the wrong address, and so she'd actually parked way down the road, unloaded the car, and then had to drive it a couple of 100 metres in this condition. Oh, what have I bought? Oh my word. Oh. Yeah, it's seen better days, hasn't it? Oh, wow. Okay, so this Range Rover is going to need some work. Make sure you hit subscribe so you don't miss that video. And if you're new here, I think you might like to watch this video next.